brothers and sisters, hermanos e hermanas, welcome to the show. We are about to have a very exciting, hopefully, match between Intrépidas and Riot Squad, the rising stars of North America, as well as my new, recent founded favorite team from Brazil. My name is Strong Legs, your host as always, and this beautiful man right here is Boggs, and we'll be the ones bringing you the action in what is a very, very exciting matchup. And Boggs, I am loving this veto. Why don't you take us through that, Boggsy?
Yeah, I think this veto went just about the way we expected it, except the decider might be a bit of a spanner in the works. Mirage first map, Inferno, Riot Squad's home as the second map. That third map, though, coming through is Nuke. And the last time these two teams met on Nuke, it didn't go so well for Riot Squad.
Yeah, true. And I think that was kind of like the X factor in the veto for you and I, right? We're like, are they going train? Are they going nuke? We didn't really know. I think Dust 2 ban, very obvious, right? INTZ, not their best map, although they are pretty well versed on it. Riot Squads, that's one of their best maps. I'm not going to criticize the Dust 2 being Riot Squad's best map, but that's not my place. And of course, Vertigo, instant ban for Riot Squad. Can't blame them. I feel like they're the ones that drew that, like they're writing the textbook for Vertigo INTZ box. Like they are so well versed on this map, very well. I don't want to play them on that map box. I'll just say that much. Their CT side is intimidating. Their T side is super well structured. They know exactly their timings. They know what they're doing. They have a plan, and it works out well for them time and time and time again. And of course, seeing the Mirage pick come out for INTZ is no surprise. They've had great results on that recently. And Inferno was a pretty obvious pick, like you said, for Riot Squad. So we didn't know what was going to be the final maps, but it ended up INTZ banning Overpass, and of course Riot Squad removing Train, leaving Nuke. So that last map, if it gets to it, is going to be one hell of a brawl, Boggs. And if you're wondering, by the way, we are also doing a 1 terabyte SSD giveaway at the end of the broadcast, a 1 terabyte Toshiba, their new lines by Kioxia. So make sure to stick around for that. I'll keep reminding you guys in between maps. So if you're in the market for some extra terabyte space, if you want to post your highlight clips as well as some anime episodes, hey, we got you with that 1 terabyte SSD for free. So stick around after this match is over. And I think we're almost ready to go. We have almost 10 players in the server. And as soon as they are ready, we'll get the action started for you, of course. Now, of course, we have to kind of address this talking point, Boxy. FNS missing now from Riot Squad. They did a recent roster change literally minutes before this match, catching Twitter by storm, catching everyone by storm. And I have no idea how this is going to affect Riot Squad, if I'm being completely honest. It could go in either direction, right? They could feel lost because they don't have his leadership and his IGL-ship in the server, or they could be unleashed because they don't have his leadership and his IGL-ship in the server. I have no idea. I think there's a big question mark over Riot Squad right now. And tell me your point. I see that you have something to say, Boggsy.
Yeah, I think that Riot Squad are either going to be insane, letting the raw aggression of Janji just clear out parts of the map, followed up by the aim of Crashies, the support of Mitch, and of course the op of Peter. I think has to be an X factor for Riot Squad
For
in
sure.
this series to counter Yell. But I think the man they picked up as the sub, Zeppa, is going to have a huge point to prove. This is a massive shot for a guy who's been on the up and up in the NA scene. And this is a massive chance for a young player to really stand up, similar to what Crashies has done for Riot Squad, and just show up, unleash his aim, and what an opponent to do it against as well. If he can show up on a great huge stage here, not quite the final, but a semifinal, against INTZ, a team in Pro League, that's a statement. And that's what you want to see from a young player.
Yes, and he's had really good performances too. Like he's not kind of the unproven talent, right? He's not kind of that. Oh, it looks like we might be having a server swap if I'm seeing this correctly. Maybe not. We'll see. But if we are, we'll cut back to the music. And if we aren't, we should be going live shortly. But yeah, Zeppa's had some crazy performances, to go back to our point. He's done well on LAN. He's proven himself to be a performer in that aspect. He's done very well in his online matches under the Shinobi banner of Rap Gang. And I think you're right. I think he could do very well in this lineup. But I feel like it kind of depends on the state of mind that these players are in, right? Having to make such a emergency roster swap right before their match. They, again, could feel no pressure at all and just go crazy, perform out of their minds, or they could crumble under the pressure. And INTZ's well-structured. I mean, I think INTZ was under criticism for a little bit, right? We weren't really sure where their plateau was. We weren't really sure if they were that team that everyone was hoping they would be. And for a little while, people were starting to doubt them. But I think with their recent performances, I think that doubt is kind of going away now. Like people are restoring their faith in this lineup. People are restoring their confidence. And I think that confidence has been inspired by these players and by their recent performances and their recent wins. I mean, they've at least inspired my confidence. And they've become one of my favorite teams to watch. And I think if Riot Squad's not playing up to par, if they're not playing on their maximum curve right here, they are going to struggle immensely, especially in this veto.
Yeah, I mean, the veto, INTZ really is a strong map pool. They can play pretty much any map outside of really Dust 2 to a great extent. Mirage, definitely a good map for them. Of course, Vertigo is a map that they're pioneers along with Sharks at FSA, a fellow Brazilian squad, another team that is insane on Vertigo. But of course, Inferno is a map that INTZ are also well versed on. Not to mention Train, which is, I think, a big reason why Riot Squad went for that ban in favor of a nuke where Riot Squad has shown shimmers of brilliance that have shown through. But the lack of FNS, the lack of that leadership is going to beg the question, who's going to step up into that role for Riot Squad? Of course, there is the veteran Peter that maybe might be that next in line. I think Peter probably will take the reins. But of course, Mitch could take the reins too. John G has a good amount of experience. Pretty much anybody but Zeppa and Crashies could take the reins of this team and do a good job at it. It just, the question is, how much does that hurt their firepower and how much does that hurt their overall structure that they already have?
Yeah, if I had to guess, if I had to speculate, I would say that it is likely going to be Peter. I think he can easily take the early calls to just kind of, have a game plan off the round spawn. But I think in terms of, the mid-round calls and the mid-round adjustments and kind of in that aspect, I think it's going to be more of a team effort, right? Like, actually, surprisingly enough, Crashies is very assertive. He's a player that knows what kind of duels he wants. He's a player that has a really good understanding of where he's going to have good percentages and solid duels. And I think he could easily, if he recognizes opportunities, as long as he's confident, he will call for them. And I think Janji could do the same. And Mitch, although he's a bit more on the quiet side in terms of his contributions in that aspect, he is very experienced. And I think that he could very well step up to that plate as well. I mean, maybe now they're not leaning so much into the IGL ship direction. Maybe they're a bit more team oriented now, which again is not necessarily a bad thing, right? Some teams strive under that kind of system. It's just it's a big question mark. We don't know. And we're about to know as soon as these players are ready up, which I'm seeing 10 in the server, so it shouldn't be much longer. If you're getting tired of our faces, we will be going to the server soon. Have no fear, my friends. It will happen. And if you're in here right now while we're waiting, please do follow our socials: Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever you got. We're there as well. We pump out content as often as possible, and your help, your follows, it helps us give you better content and hopefully provide entertainment for thousands of us here watching, waiting for these players, and of course supporting these players throughout their journeys into the higher ranks and into the top 20 in the world. Kind of like a good milestone, isn't it? Top 20 in the world. It has a nice ring to it. Top 20 in 2020, Boggs. Oof.
It's the year for making that top 20. Yeah, both of these teams, I mean, INTZ has had several spells inside of the top 20. Riot Squad trying to break their way in. And, you were talking about maybe they might want to go for more team-oriented style. I think that actually might favor Riot Squad. They have a lot of good aimers. Peter, when he's unleashed with the op, when the chains are taken off, that ball and chain is removed from his ankle, he can go and open up a map on any side, mid, site, A, B, whatever it matters. Peter can be there. Same can be said for Janji. Crashes as well. So if Riot Squad can free up their fraggers and really start to become a dynamic team and a dynamic unit, then I think Riot Squad might have a peak higher than any of us can anticipate.
Yeah, well said. And I think we're ready to go. I think he have some good news for us here. You no longer have to see our faces and we can get this action started. Mel, kick the show. Let's see this action. No more speculation. Now it's just what we can see and what we can feel. Bring it on. Now, of course, this is INTZ's map pick, so it will be Riot Squad on the CT side. No kits, no smokes. They're looking for an aggressive approach, and aggressive they already are towards the A ramp box. INTZ, they're taking more of a balanced approach. 2 towards top mid, 2 towards the upper B halls, as well as bolts just lurking in palace.
Yeah, it's very heavy A set from Riot Squad with Zeppa pushing towards all the way through ramp, actually. Peter retreating. While the rest of INTZ elsewhere across the map, 2 in apps, 2 top C. I think they're waiting for Riot Squad to get aggressive. But Zeppa very easily could catch the 2 players mid. Nobody's watching for it. But if he continues his way into apartments, that's the bomb spotted. I think he will spot the 2 players mid, though. And if he can land the 2 shots, it's a massive opening to Riot Squad.
No, Zeppa. No. That's not how it's supposed to begin, Zeppa. That's supposed to be your chance, your break here to get that confidence rolling. And they just turn on him, the choke. Boggs, we have witnessed it. Now they're initiating the B split. The small top for the window position allows them a little bit more opportunities to exit safely into the B, or enter, I should say, the B site. And it's going to be Jonji to defend against a solo.
Does have a rotation in market. That is Mitch, but Jonji still trying to stay alive. Will get sideswiped by Shandy. SHZ comes in, eliminates Mitch, who had the kit, and now it's a 5v2 hold rather for INTZ. Make it a 5v1 as Yell shows up, and SHZ will double down with Shand and SHZ with 2 kills on the round. Riot Squad fall like dominoes across the board. And it all kind of starts off an unfortunate missed couple shots from Zeppa, the young lad. There's still a solid amount of rounds left before, for him to make up for it, rather.
We're still in early days here, okay? Let's not get too out of control, but that was a bit of a drop. He dropped the ball on that one. I will not deny it. Wow. All right, now INTZ off that. They don't lose a single player. I mean, they were getting backstabbed and keep 5 alive. Now they have the AKs. Let's see what Yell, Shandy, and SHZ will decide to buy. But right now, Riot Squad, I don't think they're fancying their purchase here. At least not yet.
They still have about 27 seconds of their timeout, plus another 12 of freeze time. So they have time to decide, and they will go for the forest. Peter with the scout, always deadly. John G5 or CZ, Mitch on a Deeg, Crashies and Zeppa, surely purchasing up themselves. Crashies joins Mitch on the Deeg club. Identical buy, really. Smoking full armor. INTZ, though. I wonder how many SMGs they're going to invest. They already have 1, but they have 2 AKs. Yell will go straight for the Krieg, and that could put a damper on Riot Squad's parade. And Yell actually going for the full save for the op. He's going for armor and nothing else, just utility in the USP. Only Peter doesn't have head armor, so things can get very messy for Yell of INTZ, the opper. But I think they are going to take the range advantage, go for a mid-fight. The rest of Riot Squad have stacked towards A, and Peter dealt with instantaneously by SHZ. The Krieg rings out first, and it rings out truly.
At least he got the tag off. He didn't quite go down without nothing. But now INTZ are really starting to get their hands deep inside this ace plate. They have a player, of course, Shandy, towards the A ramp. Now they're beginning to advance inside connector. Quietly, Mitch gets spotted. The triangle is here for the defenses, but Zeppa gets spotted as well. Now Shandy looks to exit out A ramp. And of course, there still is... No, wait, that's of course inside Palace. Crashes out to spawn back. There's one. Maybe if he lands another one right there, that will surely swing things back around. But unfortunately, he goes empty-handed. Dead gets caught off by Jonji. And now he has something to work with, at least Mac 10, but he'll just fancy the Deagle instead.
SHZ had the USP from the Yell. He tossed over the scout. So Jonji gets nothing to the ball and Crashies. Yell will spray down Mitch, and Jonji in a 1v3. He's just going to run away, try and bait somebody into him, pick up a gun, maybe deal some economic damage, escape with an AK with the SG moving forward. That would be a huge win, but nobody from INTZ wanting to aggress. Great discipline from the Brazilian squad as they look to advance to a 2-0 lead. Looking down the barrel of a 3-0 as Riot Squad will have nothing to invest in the following round. First gun round will be round number 4.
Yeah, the only things they lost were the Mac 10, so I think they're more than happy to lose those. Although, it probably would have been pretty well served in this USP no armor round, but you know what? Not bad. They got the rifles, they kept the heavy economy up. That's all that matters. And in Trepides, they will advance to 2-0. You're right. Now, what is Riot Squad going to do? They only have a smoke. They have a deagle. I really doubt there'll be much other investments here for Riot Squad. Maybe a flash. And a nade. Now, you'll notice that with this buy, though, that Peter likely will not have his op in the first round. Of course, that is his bread and butter. As he said, is duck hunting right
now. So the nade actually doesn't come into factor as Peter does get a kill. But the Mac 10 of Shand will farm up too, as SHZ did a lot of damage himself. And it will be that 3-0 lead for INTZ. The op in the hands of Yell. Crashies actually picks up an op, as does Peter on the glass cannon.
They're going to go double.
I don't know about the glass cannon.
I actually don't mind it too much. But Shandy having the Mac 10 is a little scary. Nice movement there by Crashies. He gets the cat jump. Yellow's gonna go for the run boost here, and the shot, and he that's a headshot. A bit of overkill, Yellow. Right, relax, relax.
That was great. The flash coordination plus the run boost gets Yellow the free kill onto Crashies. You love to see INTZ pulling those tricks out early. It means that they are firing on all cylinders, ready to play. And Jonji's going to have to play himself out of a hole because he's stuck. He's sandwiched between the cat split, or the con split, rather. SHZ gets one on the Peter. Zeppa comes in for the trade, but Jonji goes down without a fight. And down goes Zeppa. Cello answers it. And Mitch will now try and save the op as INTZ keeping 4 alive once again. So far, they've only lost 4 players total. Unless Mitch can tag somebody on an exit, that number will stay the same. The bomb will now get planted. 50 seconds shortens to 40. But Mitch and the rest of Riot Squad are reeling now in the face of an unrelenting INTZ aggression.
Yeah, this really does have me worried, Boggs. That double op setup, that's supposed to be the bread and butter for the defenses on the CT side, and they got decimated in the first time they try it. And if they become avert to it, if they start avoiding the double op setup, maybe they'll start to struggle with the rifles. And to add on top of that, I think they're kind of struggling with INTZ's aggression right now, right? Maybe they're not expecting these like really early time peaks, like he gets double peaked coming up con. Maybe he was expecting them to be more, you know, hidden, playing the post plant, trying to secure the round. But no, they're just playing off their confidence right now. And can't blame them. That's the 4-0. Money's in the bag here for the INTZ side. Look how much cash they have, Boggs. That's incredible.
That's an astronomical amount of money. But one thing to note too is the way that INTZ are playing is how I expected Riot Squad to come out of the gate. Aggression. You're playing with a stand-in. Throw the book away, use your aim to your advantage, and try and catch INTZ off guard. Rather, INTZ are saying, you guys got a stand-in? Well, we're just going to bully you, and you're going to have no ground to play on. Riot Squad going with a bit of a half buy here. They will have enough for a buy in the following round. Peter with the op and apps once again. This time he does have armor. But Riot Squad need to start getting multi-kills as well. They're only good for 1 kill when they do have those opportunities. And it's just not enough against a team the caliber of INTZ. You need to be able to get 2 kills. Peter will get 1 and he'll fall away undamaged. That's a start for Riot Squad. However, the rest of INTZ working up con, making their way into A. And the rat hole vent is still up, so Peter not able to cross into jungle. Mitch clearing through apps will have the flank covered. 4 members of Riot Squad to defend, and actually INTZ double back up to Cat. Mitch will catch 1 off. That's Cello down, but the bomb should still be able to go on for the plant. The Molotov into apps will wall off the push of Mitch, and it will be a plant. Molotov should tag Yell down a bit. It won't do much damage, just 2 points. This now is a 3v5 hold. Weaponry definitely favoring the T side of INTZ.
I mean, maybe weaponry, but the numbers are massive for Riot Squad, and they've actually managed to scavenge a 2 AK-47, so Yell is able to find 1 Zeppa with a return. They're not going to expect Jonji to be out here as well, and now SHZ is forced into a very uncomfortable scenario. The flick onto Jonji certainly helps things. Wait a second now. Peter, he will put him to bed. So the round is averted, and Peter, nice opening picks with the AWP, certainly made that round very possible. And I like the movement and reactions there for Riot Squad, right? Peter gets the kill, Mitch pushes into halls, gets the AK-47, keeps pushing, gets a kill on the rotate. Like that's the kind of confidence that you need to have even on your gun rounds, right? To be able to catch INTZ off and force them to be punished on their mistakes. So job well done. Double op setup is back online for Riot Squad, but INTZ, they're comfortable, right? They still have all that money left over, and they're certainly not checked out just yet.
Ooh, that's a good nade from Crash. He's on to top mid, but the Yellow and Cello taking down a considerable amount. So they are 1-taps with the M4s, the op obviously. The 1-shot kill, and the AK, the 1-shot headshot. Now let's see if Riot Squad can actually build off of that momentum gained from the previous round win. I think that'll be a telltale sign of how this overall series will go. Will be how Riot Squad can answer after pulling back a win. They still are in that reset scenario, where if they lose this round, they're up a creek without a paddle into the following rounds. INTZ can get 6, maybe 7 rounds for free. And that's where things get really messy for Riot Squad. But if they can start training rounds together, putting up a considerable amount here, bring it back to 4-all, there's a chance for the NA team. But INTZ, a team that doesn't like to let go of leads, they know how to win. Even though it's early, a good half on T-side Mirage will put them well on their way to taking this to Inferno with a 1 map up.
Now control is definitely being exerted here by INTZ, and I think they're going to be popping through that smoke. There it is. The flash will go off. The offers are blind, but there's still a player inside connected at Zeppa. He finds one. The turnaround onto Cello as well. And maybe he's not the king. Maybe he's the peasant this time. And his Bolt alone, isolated, position known now. Janji all the way in CT spawn. He just spotted him crossing into A ramp, and this round just got infinitely, if not impossible, for Bolts here.
The duo of Crashies and Zeppa towards Con and Stairs. Excellent work by the two young lads of Riot Squad. And that flick by Zeppa onto Cello was great. The way he kept his presence of mind was spectacular for a young player. And now Bolts, the one saving for his own team. Riot Squad, off of the back of that half-buy win. Pick up another. They brought it back. INTZ, they still have more than enough to buy. And with their current loss bonus, with a bomb plant, they could scrounge out a Galil rifle buy. Wouldn't be the best. They could still go for another buy should they lose this round. However, Cello's going to go fast out mid first, looking for the opening kill. There's presence to meet him from Riot Squad. SHZ waiting for the con pop, and down goes Zeppa. Flash, not good enough. Crashies trades, though. So SHZ good for one, but nothing else. Riot Squad down another man as Mitch falls to Cello walking his way up catwalk. INTZ ready and able to pick apart Riot Squad one at a time.
Now they are in the right place at least, right? They're man down, but they're here. They're all ready for this A attack. Smoke for... Oh, he missed his smoke. Shandy. That's no time to be missing that one. He's actually smokes his team at the A ramp. That's a little bit of a drop off, but Janji's actually looking for this specific angle over here. And if Shandy decides to... No, he drops off. Okay, so he does avoid it for now. But with a minute left for INTZ, they don't have to force it that hard. They can take their time, and Bolts deletes Peter.
Crashies next in line to fall as Cello makes up for his previous cut in Con, and Bolts will strike. Take Janji out from the side. INTZ back in the win column. Had a bit of a stumble, but they've regained their footing. Riot Squad will have enough for another buy. Don't know if they'll go back for the double op. Indeed they will. They'll go straight back for it, despite the double op setup not really having much success or even impact for them. In fact, they've been much more successful with the rifles, but they want to keep going for that double op setup, and let's see if they can get it to work. The first shot from Peter is not connected middle. You won't have to fall away.
Oh no.
Crashies will get boosted up in ladder.
Oh, the movements! What is going on, dude? Fellas, we need tutorials on how to use legs. I got you. Don't worry about it. Crashies eliminate Shandy at least, so a little messy, a little not very sexy kill, but you know what? I think Riot Squad will take it. An opening duel. Pressure towards window alleviated. They just have to worry about that other lurk inside the ladder room. But now, with this double man, this forward setup, excuse me, by Zeppa, he has this A split that they're looking to do. A little held down for now.
And Apps is being held by Riot Squad as well. Peter has his op posted, Mitch to support. I don't know if Crashies heard Cello dropping. I don't think he did. He's still going to spot that smoke. No, it came towards ladder. That flashbang will betray. And now Cello's getting down quite low. Zeppa strikes on Bolts. Doesn't take a single point of damage, and he'll have to hold his position. Now it's Yell walking out. Janji capitalizes on the Cello. Peeks into Yell, and that kill goes the way of the Brazilian IGL. However, Zeppa is still here to defend the A site. Crashies coming in with utility. The Molotov forces Zeppa out, but there's a good flashbang. Zeppa still burning alive down to half HP. Gets his own Molotov out, and that could force SHZ back. Indeed it does. And with time so low, INTZ have to full send it back to B or else save their guns. And I think they might just go for the save because Mitch is there to cut off rotations towards mid.
Yeah.
But B-side has been fully abandoned.
Yeah, he has them contained, and Riot Squad are playing so well right now, I have to admit. And that was also really unlucky for Zeppa. I don't know if you saw that, but the flashbang from Crashies could not have been any better timed. But as he went to swing, he full stopped on the Molotov midair. Like, if he didn't get hesitated by that molly, easy double kill there for Zeppa. But that molly hits him, slows him down, and he misses the timing on the peak. So unlucky there for Zep. And at least they put the round on the board. So INTZ, although they have some money left over, they're going to go for the force. Okay, so they will have a bit of a mixed buy here. Downgraded to the Mac 10 for Shandy. Not a big deal. Both struggling a little with the utility. Also not a big deal considering everyone else is good to go. But I think they're going for the fast B play right here. And it's Mitch to defend against it. And there's no support on the B site, so it's really just Mitch alone here.
It's a good nade, though, in the Molotov to follow up the smoke out. Shandy burning alive. Mitch with the first. He's still alive. He's looking at Cello. That's the bomb down. The There's a man escaping inside, but Bolts will fall to Mitch. He's doing it all. He's on for 3, looking for more. The bomb at his feet, and INTZ walled out of the bomb site with smokes surrounding every angle. What an individual effort for Mitch, doing it all alone. The utility placement was brilliant.
Yeah, that combo could not have been any better there from him. So sick. The nade to slow them down, plus to do the damage. He had the molly to force him in a specific route. He had the smoke to block off his left. Not only did he get the opening pick, but then he maneuvered back to Van. And they're all not even looking at him. I mean, that's just an outplay. Not even a point of damage taken on a full B rush. Like, this is so well done by Mitch. And now we're seeing, oh, whoa. Yeah, oh, what is he? Dude, if he ends up getting the knife kill after what is going on? Oh my god. What is actually happening? What are these awkward encounters? Like, this is... Oh my god. This is live footage of me on a first date, Boggs. Just straight awkward.
You and me both, right?
At least we have something in common, Boggs.
Hey, we both got strong legs, too.
Alright, now, well, they went from AKs and armor and ops and full utility to Glocks and 2 Deagles. So not quite the booming business that I'm hoping for, but okay. Hold that thought for a second.
Crashies comes crashing down off a brilliant shot from SHZ. The bomb rotating back to A off that pick, but Zeppa will eliminate Shan, takes a bit of damage, but he's still able to escape with his life. Hold things down. Mitch waiting for the lurking apps as the rest of INTZ are working their way onto A in this 4v4. No rifle picked up yet for the Brazilian squad. They're stuck, and Yell has been dealt with, so their little work play has been eliminated. But SHZ on for another. Now will be Zeppa and Peter lock things down on A after John G fell. And just Cello last alive does not bode well for the young lad. However, Riot Squad will finally bring it level. They'll be able to pick up the secondary op if all things stay level. They're starting to answer back, but one thing to note, the top fragger for Riot Squad as it stands right now is the stand-in Zeppa.
I'm not surprised.
Oh, I love that play from Cello.
Yeah, I like that as well. He's expecting up here to be down below. He actually just goes above, knowing no one's peeking him from CT spawn. He goes for the fake plant. And I think Peter knows. Peter's like just perfection, not giving away his position too early. It catches Cello completely unsuspecting, but that was... Let me do the quick math here. 1650. I think $1,700 in total investment for INTZ, and they took away 3 full utilitied out Riot Squad members. So I think that is a pretty good trade for INTZ. I think they're more than happy with that, but unfortunately, the lack of bomb plant Boggs, it really does have them limited here.
Yeah, no ops, a lack of utility, a serious lack of utility, and the nade damage top mid to boot. Excellent work by Riot Squad, starting to find their stride here. Their coordination seemed to have been hamstrung in the early portions, but now they're back to doing what they do best. And that's doing a lot of damage with nades, getting aggressive and working as a unit. They're folding Zeppa into it quite well to boot. And that bodes well for Inferno. But still, the first test for this 4-man core with Zeppa is Mirage. INTZ already taking a lot of damage, but now starting to rotate back to B. They're still split up, as seems to be their custom these last few rounds. They send a couple players one way, send the bomb the other way, and I believe it has actually been a bit of a detriment to them. They've been causing rotations, but Riot Squad have been great on their solo holds. And it's really been causing a lot of trouble for INTZ, not having the bulk of their units attacking sites, as now Riot Squad are privy to this attack. They will actually get one. That's the bomb spotted. And there's so much damage done. Zeppa dancing around with SHZ. In the meantime, John G's able to hold things down. Crashes is here as well.
He's pouncing. He's just gaining ground by the second right there. Great job by Mitch once again right on the defenses. Not only does he get a kill, but he buys time and he wounds multiple people. You can't really ask much more from Mitch at this point. Maybe he's not putting up insane stats, but damn, is he doing his job. Now it's Yell, SHZ, 15 seconds left. Bombs in full possession of the Riot Squad side. If they continue to expose themselves, maybe SHZ gains the confidence here. But with only 10 seconds left, actually, wait, hold that thought. Yell's coming down the flank quickly. They're actually attempting this. Oh,
Oh, Janji.
Wow. There was a chance there in the last second.
There was indeed a chance, but I think that Janji did have to take that peek because he would have gotten forced. And, you know, Peeker's advantage is a big thing in online CS. Janji takes full advantage of it. Wins that duel, full confidence from him. And when Riot Squads play with full confidence, it doesn't matter when they take kind of questionable peaks like that. They're still winning their duels regardless.
Right, exactly. It's just percentages, right? Like sometimes you're winning them, sometimes you're losing them. Now it's crashing, holding it down. Hey, triple kill for him. Nice and easy. Of course, this is just mostly an eco, so as expected, but no point of damage to Riot Squad. And I think it's safe to say that they are stabilized, I think, for the remainder of this half. So a good turnaround, all things considered. A bit of a drop-off there for the Brazilian side, but now they have everything that they've been missing, right? They have the SGs, they have the full utility this time around, and of course they have the op for Yell. But I can't help but feel like they need at least one more round here on this T side to really buy themselves that extra room for error on the other half and not have much weight on the distance, right?
I agree. I think that INTZ really had a fantastic start to this. They could have had this in the bag 3-4 rounds ago if they would have put a couple more rounds on the board. But instead, Riot Squad 1 round away from a half victory. INTZ another round away from a rough bye if they can't get a bomb plant. And the tables have turned completely from Riot Squad being down and out to having INTZ on the ropes for this first half. A 10-5 half would be a magnificent finish for Riot Squad, losing one of the last 11 rounds of the half. And unless INTZ can really start to put things together, things will not go well. Peter just had a chance to peek all the way into deep apps. He saw nobody. That could be a false positive with Shan lurking around. And I believe INTZ are going to work their way into a B split. But still, Mitch has done such a great job of staying alive and doing damage on B that it doesn't really matter. Riot Squad having Zeppa pushed up with Janji on ramp has all the information they need. Peter's going to rotate into B based off of this call. Crashies has Con on lock, and INTZ have taken too much time. They've allowed Riot Squad to get too much aggression, and this sort of mid-heavy default has come back to bite INTZ unless they can win these aim duels. Oh my cello! The second shot onto Janji!
Oh, they're avoiding the B site. I was gonna say if they commit B, this ends kind of weird, but Zeppa is still inside the palace, and he might hold the key to this round in his hands if he's not checked well. But I do suspect that INTZ will be ready for his position. Excuse me, he's in a ramp palace, and he gets destroyed by bolts. So that plan gone, not an option anymore. Mitch and Peter likely to hold on to their weapons. A 5 versus 2 here. And INTZ do respond back. That's a 6th on the board. A potential even more now that they've kept all 5 alive and sustained themselves that extra utility in this next round.
That's a massive round from INTZ and masterfully played cello. He's still not done. He's taken the op of Peter away, and INTZ now forcing Riot Squad to hemorrhage guns, hemorrhage money. Riot Squad should have another buy coming forward and enough to close out the half, but still a great answer back to INTZ, and they will completely wipe everybody from Riot Squad out. And Cello's actually gone for a double op here.
That's a little awkward.
Yeah.
Throw it in the trash. Oh, I believe in you, Cello. Oh. Yeah, no, they're not liking the double op setup, and I can't help blame them for that, because honestly, they're much better than running guns. I think the double op. Oh, guys, fellas, what's going on here? They have not done this boost safely once yet.
That's why you don't knife or swing your knife around when you're playing in an official.
Oh no, Peter's about to get run boosted on. This is gonna be so awkward. Yell's gotten the success on that every time, Boggs. Every time he's done the run boost, he's gone to opening frag. Crashy tries to trade, gets destroyed by SEMIFINAL. Now they know that B is susceptible for attack. There's only one person here, and they're right. That's Mitch, and he just gets destroyed. He gets bodied, and Zeppa as well. Now Johnny's position is known. Also destroyed by bolts. A flawless round once again for INTZ. A solid response back towards the end of this first half, and now they have themselves the potential lead. What was looking like a 9-6 finish potentially for Riot Squad has now become favorable for the Brazilian side.
Yeah, and a great answer back from them. They put Riot Squad on a terrible bye to close out the half, and their aim has returned to that peak level we know it can be and what we saw in the beginning, where INTZ give Riot Squad no margin for error. They see ahead, they shoot their bullet, and it hits them. So There's nothing really you can do if you're Riot Squad against that besides hit your shot faster or use utility to get yourself around things. But when INTZ is also using their flashbangs to help out with those mid peaks, completely blinding people, that's not what you do. There's Shand with a flash assist this time coming from Bolts to get the opening kill on the Janji.
And there are a lot of players here for Riot Squad. INTZ do have a good position. They have 2 players coming in from Palace. Rifles are making space. I think Peter. Wait, Peter's watching. Oh! Maybe that second one would have helped things. Now, unless Crashies has something up his sleeve with this Deagle or Mitch, this is not looking favorable whatsoever. Yeah, looking to freestyle on him, but actually he gets dunked from underneath.
Crispy little shot there from Mitch, who's now picked up the up. All 3 INTZ players kind of bottlenecked in towards ramp and default. Luckily for Bolts, he has escaped. The tag comes through onto SHZ. But there's still more to do. Bolts trying to hold, will eliminate Crashies, and that means Mitch. And now a 1v2. He knows where Bolts is. He does not know, however, where Cello is, and Bolts is creeping his way up. And
Luckily, Cello was there to save them out of that one, but that shot was at least fire.
That shot.
He barely spotted him. Like, he saw like 1 pixel of Bolts there at the edge of his screen, right underneath. Wow. What a shot. But still, the half that INTZ wanted. 8-7. Could have gone better, maybe. Could have also gone worse, so I think they'll take that. And they have the lead for the CT side, which is, from my experience watching them, is where they really shine. This is where they all come to form here. They have an incredible strategy. Let's see if this pistol goes their way. 2 kills for Mitch. Already off to a good start for the Riot Squad.
Yeah, now Peter's going to capitalize on aggression from Cello, potentially, as there were a lot of missed shots going from both ways. Cello will actually win that duel, and SHZ, continuing on his great form, will kill Crashy. Zeppa, in the meantime, will trade out onto Cello. 3v2 advantage for Riot Squad. The bomb, flashbang, and armor on the remaining players from the T side. And Janji, he's all the way in Sniper's Nest. He has control of the rat hole rotation. So Riot Squad, by extension, will be making the rotation back to A, where they still will have to deal with SHZ, who has been on a tear through this entire game.
And he's hiding.
He's in... Oh, yeah. If they don't clear Firebox, it's all over. He's going to get 2 for free.
Yeah.
And then it's down to Janji.
Yeah, it's either clearing it, or if he uses the element of surprise to just instantly delete them as soon as they walk in here. He's going to have to get at least 1 to make it possible for Shandy. But no, he's not even good for 1. Zeppa's very much aware of that, so it's going to be an easy A site here for the Riot Squad. And with Janji's positioning in window, this round is incredibly difficult for Shandy.
Yeah, now he's going Cat. He's been spotted by Zeppa, so there's nothing he can really do except for push on in and hope he can get a kill or 2, maybe even a 30. It's 1, but Janji is there for the instantaneous trade. This was a good shot into Zeppa, though, on top of Ticket Booth. Anticipating that angle, especially with the Glock, I definitely wouldn't.
Now, do they buy? They are going to go off that. They're going to go for the scouts. They're going to go for the deagles. The Brazilian hand cannon, man. There's nothing scarier in this game.
There is nothing scarier. Except for sometimes those Brazilian T-sides. The raw aggression that they bring to the table, coupled with their fantastic aim, is something that is very hard for anybody to deal with. It's something that he showed us for a solid 8 rounds on that T side of theirs.
Yeah, you gotta love that.
On the Peter.
You gotta love that characteristic run and gun Brazilian style, right? It's kind of like the same approach a Furia's taking. It's just hyper aggressive, very objective based. Although it looks loose, it's very well intact.
Yeah, and it's something that I really admire about the Brazilian scene. I love the Counter-Strike. It's extremely entertaining and also extremely effective. Bolts opens things up well.
Yeah, that's a 2-shot deagle duo right there. There's really no response back. I mean, they got nothing from that, really. Peter got 1 info. Okay, there's 1 person here. Seems like INTZ's looking to gamble stack towards the B site, but we in fact know it is ending A here. Now, unless SHZ and Bolts have more up their sleeves with these hand cannons, rotates are really far away. And Janji's still inside the ladder as the contingency plan. Players have been spotted. Zeppa actually gets dinked through the box.
Janji's going to hold the rotation if he can. Down goes Shandy. Janji is tagged down quite a bit. Zeppa, though, will deal with SHZ. The bomb about to be planted will actually go down. Cello peeking in with the Deagle. Expects the peek from Zeppa. Will get taken down low by the spray of Mitch. Mitch will jump up onto the triple stack. Crashies follows up on the Yell. And Cello, last alive. Low HP. Has the kit, but I think he's just going to save it for the following round. No real reason to throw his life away, but Janji is on the hunt. And Cello is one shot by that MAC-10 since he does have no armor. Another round for Riot Squad. They only lose MAC-10s. Even if Janji goes down. But he will survive.
Yeah, it's a savage off angle. Like, there is no way Cello was going to be looking for that.
Yeah, that was definitely a great angle from Janji. But you have to admit, INTZ so good on dealing damage even with minimal buys. It keeps Riot Squad honest, despite the fact that Riot Squad only lost MAC-10s. You can see the money on Riot Squad not exactly stabilized yet. Mitch brought down to $50 in his account. So even if INTZ can deal a couple kills here, they can keep Riot Squad honest moving into the first gun round and give themselves a chance to bring it back with a free round.
Here we go. They're going to go for the execute. Not my personal favorite to go to as the anti-eco, the full anti-eco, but you know what? They're confident. They got Peter reading the charge with the MAC-10, clearing angles. He knows now the A side is clear. He knows exactly what to look for. And now he's just going to keep going. He's going to just continue farming with that SMG, hopefully. Get that op going.
That's that little smoke boost coming in. Bolts doesn't see anybody, unfortunately. But still, that's a lot of information for INTZ. And if they want to come to the Out Palace, that would have been a free kill. And a massive kill that could have actually provided them to potential victory, even if they could have gotten a couple more off the back of that and snowballed forward. Peter, however, tumbles forward down the stairs as he is dealt with by a triple stack of the INTZ players. Cello now with the Deagle gets another. That's a rifle down. And this is where the Deagles, the pistols, even the USPs of INTZ come to shine. They're dealing so much economic damage to Riot Squad who will have to run away. Unfortunate for Riot Squad to lose these guns, but a great job by INTZ to keep them honest.
Agreed. But now INTZ got what they're looking for in this fourth round. And it's the AWP for Yelp. They have a lot of utility, but they are lacking kits. And this map is such a retake heavy map, so that is a concerning sign for INTZ if it comes to these retakes. And Riot Squad are going to go for the all-in execute here on the A site. It's going to be the smokes and flashes. The early beats coming out. The flashbang just enough blinding it to the op that he misses the shot. They still have to deal with SEMIFINAL here above.
Drop down and under. Zeppa will answer, and from stairs, bolts will still be in effect. Nobody's clearing him out. Cello's coming in from jungle. The smokes will block off the vision of the CT now. And that's a free kill for Crashies as bolts falls right into his crosshair. There's two left. Zeppa waiting for a flashbang as Shan ready to peek. He doesn't have any utility. I don't know if Zeppa's playing anti-flash. Oh yeah, Peter is there. Zeppa's playing anti-flash. Then Zeppa, way too late on the anti-flash flick, will go down as well as Shand will double. Giving Cello in a 1v2. That's a great bait and switch. Allows Crashies to swing. Almost meets his fate here. Cello did so much damage to him. Riot Squad are able to capitalize. Pick up an 11th now. Their fourth in a row. First gun round goes their way. A timeout from Riot Squad, surprisingly enough.
Now 11-8. Expensive round, but they're all right with that. And this first map has been very streaky, Boggs. If you look at the scoreboard, minus the 2-1 exchange in the beginning, it's been very streaky, right? 4 rounds for INTZ, 2 back for Riot Squad. Okay, they exchanged 1 round right there. Then it's 5 Riot Squad, 3 INTZ. Now it's 4 Riot Squad again. There's not really much back and forth trading rounds, right? It's just more so trading streaks of rounds.
Yeah.
Now,
there's no war of attrition.
Yeah, exactly. So the INTZs are in a bit of a tough spot right now, for now at least. They're going to go for the MP9s. They're going to go for the Deagles, increase their chances of potentially winning the round. But I think mostly they're going for that economic strangulation for Riot, right? Don't let them get rich. Eat the rich.
That's something that INTZ have been so good at throughout the course of this game, is keeping Riot Squad economically honest. I mean, even right now, we don't see Riot Squad picking up the op. Although it is a T side, they have Kriegs. There's no necessity for the op, especially on a team that are full of fantastic riflers like Riot Squad. But still, up against the Deagles, you might want a little bit of a backup, something that's a bit more one and done, because the Deagle You don't kill it fast enough, it will kill you. But I do like the half-buy from INTZ. Definitely a round they can do a lot of damage with, and you can't count them out. The last time these two teams met, Riot Squad lost, I believe, somewhere around 11 or 12 rounds to buys like this from INTZ over the course of 4 maps.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. That is not a good sign. Hopefully they've tightened up and learned from that at least. Riot Squad.
I would hope so.
Yeah, me too. Riot Squad's beginning to advance here out in middle. All sauce for Cat. Flashbang for the ladder control. Bolts will be too forward. He's not even checking the corner and actually gets caught off. That's an SG in the hands of Bolts now. Not a weapon you want to give away for free. Mitch finding the opening frag onto SHZ. At least gives them the confidence to now begin gaining space because they're going to need it. But they do need to avoid Bolts on Cat as well. But look at this triple here. If they fight this triple stack, that's going to be problematic. Shandy with 1, and he's going to fight to the death, but they're not going to expect Yell to be here as well. Fading away, but he's only good for 1. Now it's down to Bolts. Headshot angle, in connector. 1 versus 2, turn 1 versus 1.
Win. Crashies. Salvages the round for Riot Squad with brilliant display of individual skill. I thought for sure he was down for the count, but he was able to win that duel. But again, Riot Squad almost losing the round thanks to a great play from INTZ and their pistols. Now Riot Squad have a completely different idea of INTZ's money. They've gone for an anti-force buy round. They've got double Mac 10s, even though INTZ have all the fixings, full utilities of a full buy round.
Let's see what they're up to. It's going to be the exposure of the Mac 10. Into the crossfire it goes. Shandy, unfortunately, not eliminated, but Zeppa follows through on Cello, and Mitch is there to finish off the wounded Shandy. Now they own the B site. Maybe they don't need the AKs because they know they're going for the explode strat, and that run and gun of the Mac 10 will serve them very well. Peter's getting pressured off in ladder and somehow angles out SEMIFINAL. This leaves Yell and Bolts in quite a predicament here. They need to save these weapons. They need these guns in their hands, and Bolts will hold on to it. So will Yell as they look to escape this scenario. And Riot Squad, 13th on the board on a Mac 10 rush.
I honestly didn't think that was going to work, but Riot Squad made it happen. That's the thing with both of these two teams. They can make the most unlikely rounds turn into their favor. And that's what makes them kind of a very hard match to predict, where both teams can show up with some incredible rounds in the same map, let alone the same series. So there's no real way to tell who's going to win or who's going to lose when it comes to these two teams meeting. Because while they do have different styles of play, they also do have a very similar style of play, where they have very explosive and dynamic players. When you look across the board, you have Shan, you have SHZ, you have Cello, Jonji, Crashies, and now Zeppa, Yell and Peter, and then Bolts and Mitch. Sort of those rocks, the support players who can come up with those massive plays when need be. It's a very, very alike matchup.
I suspect that INTZ are beginning to discuss their real strategy for defenses here, because standard play is not going to work out. They need to figure out something here. They need to start getting into that, got into the groove that usually worked for them on these maps, right? Which is the cat aggression, contesting mid on the CT side, running the post-mid setups, like things that are proven to have given them results over and over and over.
Yeah, I agree. I think they need to really prioritize that mid aggression. Mid control on Mirage, definitely a critical part of the map. However, Riot Squad really have been working the bookends. They haven't been sending a lot of players towards mid, at least initially. And I think INTZ have had trouble dealing with that because also a lot of Riot Squad's executes have been within that first 45 seconds to a minute. So INTZ really haven't had much of an idea of what to work with. Yell forced off. Will be able to get the kill on the Zeppa. Once again, the ladder room strike comes through for INTZ. They do get the first pick, but their utility has been expended quite a bit. No more Molotovs left. They have smoke grenades. They're not going to wall off aggression. SHZ needs that kill. He does get it, but now he's burning alive. Will have to send out a smoke. Bolt from under scaffolding, doubles down, looking for the third, leaves Jonji in a 1v5, making a 1v4, and Shandy might make it a 1v3. Indeed he does, but now in ladder room, Cello will make sure no more heroics and economic damage can come from Jonji. INTZ get their first round on the CT side. Riot Squad back on the bye, but Their money still not the best, so another round win from INTZ could force Riot Squad back on the pistols, allowing INTZ to draw within 2 rounds for the cost of nothing.
Yeah, so not quite the mid-aggression that we were looking for, but at least some form of it, right? A variation of it. Getting that early jump on Cat gives him that opportunity to find the opening pick, which he finds perfectly and comfortably. But now Riot Squad's come down to their final lifeline in terms of their economy, right? They're all in here on this buy. So is INTZ, but they have a bit more of a loss bonus. They have a little bit of a safety net. Now, Janji buff the smoke, eliminates Bolt. That's the connector player. That's the guy that's supposed to be holding back the split. Now there's a lot of pressure on SHZ.
He has a friend, that's Shand. I think they are aware of it. Zeppa does damage. Actually, Janji almost falls to Shand as well. Shand's been doing incredible in this series to boot. With him, SHZ doing a lot of work. Cello as well. Speaking of Cello, try and take out Khan. Down goes Peter. Down goes Janji. The bomb is planted. But it's a 2v2 scenario. This is doable for INTZ. However, they do have 2 ops. And I think at this point, they're just going to try and play exits or save these double ops. Unless Cello wants to go back for the AK. Yell, though, is making his way closer. Ever closer up the CT ramp. But Riot Squad doubling up on Tetris. I don't think INTZ will expect this. And I think that soon they will discover that their plans for the retake not precisely going to go as planned. Bomb smoked. Cello peeks. He is dealt with. Yell now in the smoke. Defusing the bomb. The spray comes in. Pitch. Oh!
Wait, where's Crashies in this?
What?
What was Crashies doing there? Oh my god. No, there's no way that just happened. Wow, that is such a drop off. Now, I think he might have been pushed off by the Molotov, but I heard it sizzle in the smoke, right? I'm not mistaken.
And the Molotov extinguished itself. Yeah, the
Oh,
molly
man.
never landed.
Yeah, that's... Wow, that is terrible drop off there for Riot Squad. They had played that perfectly. Just that opening pick on Bolts alone gave them so much room, and the trades on CT spawn was just flawless. They set themselves up nicely for that 2v1, but sometimes the smoke defuse with the flashbang, man. It's really hard to stop.
I think, too, the thing that helped Yell was the fact that he didn't position himself directly on top of the bomb. He positioned himself off to the side. So Mitch, without getting the initial kill on that side spray, went to that top of the bomb spray, ran out of ammunition, wasn't able to take down Yell. Yeah, the false positive with the Molotov comes back to bite Riot Squad. That's why you gotta play till the whistle, or in this case, play till the final second. These things can change with a millisecond of time on the clock. That's exactly what happens. INTZ steal away double digits now, and Riot Squad bought down to brass tacks. They have some utility, not a terrible amount, no op to work with. Whereas INTZ have a double op. They do have a significantly limited amount of utility, which has been used up all but now. They have a smoke, double flash, and a nade.
Yeah, what's weird is that both teams are now starting to run out of that utility, right? Holding down mid is such a costly resource. Like, you take so much Molotovs, so many smokes, so many flashes to actually maintain and control it for long periods of time. And at some point, if you're on a mid buy or kind of a not quite the full buy, you can't really hold it for too long. So you have to make a decision. And I think they're going to go for this A split again, right? It's been working. It's really just the post plants and the end round that's been not working. Both goes off for the peak. SHZ is good for 1 and a second as well. So the trades are favorable for the Brazilian side. The triangle of doom, it holds strong. INTZ, they win a huge swing round here, preventing disaster in that potential double eco. And now they're closing the gap. You have the double. Whoa, that's not a double. That's a triple op. That always makes me nervous seeing triple ops against a full eco. Like, my legs are clenched.
Well, especially against the B rush. You have an op to defend. You have another rifle coming in. If the bomb goes down on the B site, and Riot Squad can post up with an op and a rifle, that's where things get really messy for INTZ on a retake. The pistols closing the gap with the op, running around, jumping, being as erratic as possible. Definitely one of the best counters to an AWP, but I think Riot Squad actually might not go for the B rush. Instead, rotate their way in through underpass. Kind of was hoping for that B rush. Instead, Riot Squad actually will go back for it, but they might be sending these two players mid to cut off the rotations. Peter already boosted up. Yell will deal with it, but now here comes the push. John G picked out of the air like Duck Hunt. Now there's more to deal with. Cello on the arches, sprays down both, and Zeppa coming in late has been heard, and he's soon. As Cello puts the final nail in his coffin. A bullet through the head. And INTZ 1 round away from drawing level. The double ops don't really come into play here. Or the triple op rather. But the triple op also not exactly your best friend when dealing with rifles either.
They are good at dealing with the early round and the slow play that Riot Squad has been doing. Yell, I love that play from him, but second time, not quite the charm he's looking for. Maybe the third time will work out well. Peter is looking for the opening frag in the upper B, so they're actually banking on this, right? This is their plan. Just have Janji take mid control by himself, and have Peter look for the guy looking for the jump spot out of B, and if they find it, they just explode. Now the flashes are out. Shandy looking to defend. Unfortunately, he misses a shot, and he's getting overwhelmed quickly here.
A flicker around on the Cello. Shand is dealt with. The bomb goes down as Peter eliminates Yell. It's an op and an AK and a retake. It's a 3v2 rather. With one already advanced to the market, the other up cat. Crashies might get caught off guard. He's not looking the right way, but he does flick around. And a great shot on the bolt should just about secure the round for Riot Squad. The triple up setup falls flatter than a pancake. As INTZ down to half HP SHZ. And there's not much he can do here besides save the AK. He will run for the hills. He'll actually jump in the ladder room. And if he's not careful, Crashies might catch him off guard. They yin-yang around each other for now. SHG might be able to get himself a free kill.
Constellation, I guess. I really don't. I'm not a big fan of the hunt here for Crashies. Like, I think prioritizing your own economy at this point is probably far more valuable than looking to take away INTZ's economy. That's besides the point. I think my main point in that round is that, okay, triple op setup, obviously not very viable. It can be, I guess, but not the most optimal way to defend on this map. But if you are going to run the triple op setup, you have to make sure that your players are hitting the shots, right? Like, miss shot from Yell out in middle, miss shot on the entry by Shandy out in B. Like, these are multiple opportunities to water down the offense, right? Completely whiffed by INTZ.
Yeah, and then the thing is, too, I think a Riot Squad, at least knowing that there was a double op setup, decided to take it B. Their A takes started to fall flat. Their mid takes not exactly working well either. So, what's the hardest site to retake with ops? It's B site. I think that's a great call by Riot Squad, whoever is making these calls, whether it be Peter, John G, Mitch, Crashies, or even Zeppa. It's a great read. And the fact that it ended up being a triple op setup played into their hands even more. Because when you have those ops, you are isolated into market. You have to take long-range duels and hope that the enemy peeks into them. And when Peter's peeking in, taking the aggression, and winning his duels over your op, it really walls you out. Crashies comes in with a great couple of kills himself. Zeppa with the initial kill onto Cello to hold off Catwalk, and really force Shand to really have to dance around Empty Pillar and put him into a pretty much no-win situation. It's a great job by Riot Squad, a great read. Now they're going to mix things up and go back to A. Faster play starting to come through again for Riot Squad. Good change of pace. And after the initial bit of utility used out mid, the rest of Riot Squad gather their forces up A. And they should be ready. Actually, wait, they smoked off arches on B. It's a full fake play.
SHZ eliminates one, goes for the second. No return trades whatsoever possible. Boggs is still holding down the palace. If they come out right here, they are going to shake shot down, and everything is unfolding perfectly. And Boggs, you are a dirty man. Through the wood, SHG eliminates Peter. That's the healthy player, and the offense just got destroyed. DE_destroyed Boggs.
100% pure annihilation from INTZ, who now will have a double op setup once again, should they choose to accept it. Mitch still trying to do what he can to hold INTZ at bay, deal some damage. But he's been walled in from every angle. His double single point of health is 11 points. Not exactly the best in this situation. At this point, try and die before time. Unless he wants to go for a hero AK. Once again, INTZ, bring it back. The war of attrition has started now for Riot Squad, as they don't have the money to buy here. They have enough for pistols. They can go for a fast play or a really slow catch INTZ off if they want to push. Either way, we should be seeing 14 all.
Yeah, like these extremity plays, they're kind of joker plays, right? You can't really run these too often. Like, you're having success exploding B, then you're having a little success executing on A. But at some point, you have to, like, reflush INTZ's brain a little, right? Don't let them adjust it to what you're doing. You have to go back, switch it up, go back for the mid-control. But they're just resorting on the extremity hits that are working for them. But they only work so many times before there's adaptation. Now they're on easy armor, the only armor available for the Riot Squad, so mostly unarmored. And a single smoke, a single flash. And based on what they're positioning for, I think they're going for the split into window as well as the run-up con here. Let's see if it works out.
I do like the mid play from Riot Squad, especially given the fact that INTZ really haven't been contesting it much at all through their entire CT half. Conditioned the fact that Riot Squad have been going sort of bookend plays. SHZ, though, will shut down the initial 3-up comp. Cello comes in for one, and on the next one, indeed it is. No kills going the way of Riot Squad. They will have a bye here, but INTZ fully in the driver's seat now, looking to finally grab themselves their map pick at long last. It was a string of 6 rounds to begin this T-half for Riot Squad that got them to 13. After that, though, there's been really no more success for Riot Squad. They had that one bombed explosion round just 2-3 rounds ago now.
Yo, going for the cat jump again. And he's looking to catch that early player once again. The flashes are effective. It pushes him off. Now he's not really sure if anyone's crossed into mid or not, so the paranoia will settle in. That'll bring him a little bit further back. And Zeppa takes the tool out a ramp. Unfortunately, Crashies tries to trade it out, but he also loses his life in the process. So once again, the Brazilian side is responding, is adapting. And Riot Squad seem like they have no real answer. Now Yell's going to pick off John G right here. Possibly a second as well. But he's not quite sure what's happening. But it's a crossfire. It's too strong. The Brazilians, they're just decimating Riot Squad one at a time. And it's all down to Mitch now. He 1 versus 4 surrounded. And alone. And eliminated. And map point for INTZ. And they have 3 AKs, Boggs. More terrorist weapons and CT-sided weapons. I think it's safe to say business is booming if you're the Brazilians.
100%. They've gone for the double op setup, so theoretically, Bolts doesn't need to have his M4. They could have full T-sided weapons on the Brazilian side. No cat jump from Yell. A nade will completely miss everybody. I thought it would do a little bit of damage to some of the Riot Squad players holding out it. But instead, splits the goalpost, doesn't deal damage to anybody. The Riot Squad escape unscathed for now. And actually, SHZ might get caught off by Crashies. Vice versa, Crashies a free kill onto SHZ. That's been the man locking down the A side. Mitch answers with a kill on the Bolts. Cello pushing the catwalk, soon to be dealt with as Zeppa trades it out. As Peter went down to the double op setup in a retake scenario. As the bomb surely will go down. Oh, it's been caught by Shand. That's a bit of a blunder. It's down in the open. Molotov in. It's a 3v2 now for Riot Squad. This is where things get really messy. However, Mitch can walk in onto Shan, but Shan seems to be ready for it.
Yeah,
he has the AK.
He's completely ready for it. Really well played there by Shandy. One of the hardest things in this game, Boggs, is to plant on the A site when you're at a utility and you don't have control. Now it's down to the 2 versus 2. Yell catches, Crashes off guard. It seems like Riot Squad are not sure where they're getting picked off from, but now the information is clear. Although Shandy has repositioned, and it's down to Zeppa to stand in to clutch it out. 1 versus 2. 1 coming in from jungle, 1 coming in from spawn.
And it will be the jungle player of Shan to shut down Zeppa. The clutch hopes die just as quickly as they were revived. And Riot Squad, despite the great flurry frags, a triple kill to open it up, will fall victim in that round and thus on the map of Mirage. INTZ's map pick goes the way of the Brazilians 16-14. It was by no means clean for either team. But now the score may be settled on Inferno or Nuke will be needed to decide the fate.
Really well played from INTZ overall. I do think there was a little bit more errors than I would have expected from them, considering this is their map pick, right? Like at the end of the day, this is what they were confident to combat Riot Squad on, right? However, they looked almost lost on some of the rounds. They lucked out on the 1v2 where he smoked and he flash defused. That was not supposed to be their round. That was not supposed to be their economy. That could have actually put Riot at 16-14 had that gone their way. So, I mean, flaws are beginning to show here for the INTZ side, and they're most definitely sweating. And then Inferno is the hottest map of all, so they'll be sweating a lot more on that one if they don't tighten up, which is Riot Squad's map pick. For now, we are going to cut to a break, but before we do, follow this beautiful man on Twitter right here. His ad's down below, and mine as well, and our producer observer, Melanie. She does an amazing job behind the scenes. And if you haven't done so, follow our socials: Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, whatever you got. We're on there as well. And we're doing a giveaway for a 1 terabyte SSD Toshiba. I think it's let me tell you exactly what model it is. It is the Toshiba TR200 1 terabyte SSD provided by Kioxia, trying to bring you better memory, uplifting the world with their SSDs. For now, I just smacked my mic, but we will be back for the second map. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere, and the action is most definitely coming.